Okay, like an idiot, I am.
It's 15 hours.
Yeah, I don't need to know what time it is. I know it's 3 o'clock. Like an idiot, I thought I pressed the play button on my recorder, and I actually spent the last 5 minutes talking to myself and not on camera, so you guys didn't hear anything. This is the 8th and final jar. I don't have quite enough for a full jar. I'm going to actually see how much I have, and I'm glad I kind of didn't play because I've burnt myself twice on this. And yeah, there's not going to be let's see, is this still hot? No, that's actually cooler. Yeah, this will be a halfie. So what I'm going to do with him is I'm actually not going to process him. I'm just going to let him cool. I'm just going to put a lid on, and then I'm going to let him cool down, and I'm going to put him in the refrigerator. So I got about 9.5. That made about 9.5 jars. I have 3 jars left that I'll put on the side. Now what we need to do is we need to get this to boil. And you want a rolling boil. So I'm going to you also want to make sure you cover it with the lid because it has to be covered for the full 10 minutes. It's going to take about 20 minutes for it to reach the boil and then an additional 10 minutes to cook. So that concludes the jam series. I don't know, hopefully Wolf, if I didn't add Wolf, I'm going to say it again, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. I don't know if it actually added on to the 15 minutes or this one. There are 9.5 jars. Bob and I want at least 3. I'm going to keep the half because it's got to be kept in the refrigerator. How many jars, Wolf, would you like? Would you like 2? Would you like 3? Please say 2 because then I can give other people a gift. Anyway, that is the conclusion of this. I will pick this up actually tomorrow. There is one step that you need to do tomorrow. After these have boiled for 10 minutes, what you're going to do is you're going to lift them gently out. And this is where that, I have to find it. It might be on the table. I'm looking for it. Okay, let's scroll down and put that over there for a minute. Let me see if I can find the darn thing. Well, I know I have it. Sometimes I get spacey, so forgive me if this is one of those times. I'm looking on my table. Ah, there it is. I knew I put it somewhere. If you have, that's where this comes in handy. You need something to grab the jars out. And what you're going to do is you're going to put them on a kitchen table, ideally away from the air conditioner. Unfortunately, I'm in the kitchen and I don't have a good pantry because my furnace and my air conditioning units are both off my laundry room. That's where my pantry would normally be, and it's a lot colder down there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on the towel and then wrap them in the towel overnight. You do not need to turn these upside down, but they do need to sit out before you go to store them for the first 24 hours. Tomorrow at about 3 o'clock, what we're going to do is we're going to come and we're going to check each individual lid, make sure that the lids all have sealed properly. If the ones that haven't sealed can go in the refrigerator, the ones that have sealed, those can then be stored away and put up. There's nothing like good jams and jellies. Let me know down below if you guys make jams and jellies, what flavors you guys make. I hope you guys enjoyed this series. It wasn't as big of a production as the Peach series. It was a long series, though. But we'll do more jams and jellies probably next year because I really waited too long for the season. This is Peach season, but I'm running out of things to jelly. And come apple season, I'm not a big apple jelly fan. So I will be doing the apple slices versus making jelly out of apples. And I'm a little bit too late for the raspberries. Otherwise, I would teach you guys the raspberry jelly. But that'll be for another time. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to hit the like button down below if you want to see more great videos from me. This was Cooking with Joel. Okay, I wanted to spend a minute or two. My jars are still processing. They haven't even started boiling yet. I thought I made a mistake, which is why I came back with this video. The final jar count was 8 full quarts and a half. Maybe a little bit more than a half. This is considered quart. If you get one that you cannot, that just is not full, you can't really process that because it's all air. That needs to go in the refrigerator once it's cool enough to go into the refrigerator. It'll actually set up in your refrigerator. So what I'm going to do is tidy up the kitchen. I'm going to come back in a little bit once my jars have all finished. I'm going to show you how I do them on my table. Like I said, you don't need to turn these upside down. There are some recipes, and we'll get into it, especially when you're doing sauces with the tomatoes, that you do need to turn upside down to get the lid to actually seal itself. This is not one of those times where you need to do that. They can actually process up. So, I'll be back in a while. Once this starts boiling, I'm going to clean up my kitchen, and then we're going to get to a gardening video today. Okay, all my jars are just now starting their process of the 10 minutes. I have it on for 11 minutes. It's just now coming up to the boil. So it took a good minute. It took a good 15 minutes for it to start coming up to the boil. And like I said, you just want to do a gentle boil. You don't need to boil these on a rolling boil, just gently. And they're just gently boiling right now. I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit. And you're going to just let them go for 10 minutes. Now, when you take them out, there are two things that you're going to need. One, you're going to need the jar lifter. Like I said, this makes it a lot easier to grab the jars. You're also going to need a good towel, and you want a kind of a thick towel, because don't forget, your jars and your lids are going to be extremely hot. So what you're going to do is you're just going to tighten the band and make sure the band is very tight on your jars. Now, there are some people that after a week of letting them sit will take the bands off, and this part is known as the band, and just have the lid on. As long as the lid properly sealed, you can do that. I don't suggest doing that for jams and jellies, however, because certain air pockets can actually pop out. My dogs are going to go outside for a second, so let me do this really quick. My husband's going to do that. And I'm going to give him a little taste of the jelly and see how he likes this. It's going to be sweet. Ooh. Well, I got a new out of him, so I think my husband is giving this jam.
Give me some toast.
Okay, he wants toast now with it. Actually, it needs to really sit for 24 hours so the pectin can actually solidify it and not make it so runny. It will be runny for the first 24 hours before it fully sets. Once it fully sets and you put it in your pantries, it'll take a while for it to actually set up into a jam or a jelly. So don't be nervous if at first your jelly seems a little bit runny. That's normal when it first comes out. It just takes the pectin a long time to come out. What did you say, dear? Okay, I'm sorry about that. What had happened is my husband's working on the dryer vent, replacing and cleaning out the whole dryer vent. So my washer now, or my dryer actually now works. What happened is the vibration from the washing machine knocked his phone and all of his screws onto the floor. So I heard a crash earlier. Fortunately, I didn't record it. So that's why the video that's going into this probably abruptly stopped and stuff. And you can hear my dogs outside. I've got 6 more minutes for the jars to go. So I'm going to stop this video for a second. I'll pick it back up once the jars are done processing. And I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, we have 1 minute to go. This is going to be a fairly hard to show you thing because right as I pull the jar out, I need to put it on the towel and cover it. So I'm going to do that multiple times, but I'll show you what we do with the first jar. And it's been processed for 10 minutes, so I'm going to shut the water off. Now, you could do one of two things. You could leave it in the bath, let it totally cool down. I don't suggest that with fruits. You can do that with vegetables, however. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the first jar, if I can grab it. And you want to be careful when you're picking up your jar. Alright, that's the jar that I'm going to have to actually get tongs and kind of move it because now it's on its side. Oh, now it's upside down. Great. Okay. So I'm going to grab a bigger towel. Ice move. Got one over here. Didn't have to go far. Okay. So let's start getting these out of the water baths. And I actually think I did the wrong thing. I'll let this cool down for a minute. I actually think I was using the handle instead of actually using the green part as the thing. So when you bring them out, you're going to set them, you're going to wipe gentle and just make sure that your lid has fully closed. And it, like I said, it's going to be hot. And then quickly, what you're going to do, go back to the one that, if I can flip him. There we go. All right, he flipped. Got it. Okay, now I'm going to take the next one. Do the same exact thing as wash it, turn it. Make sure the band is on tight. And store it. Yeah, so if you have one of these, don't do like I did where you tried to use this and to pick it up. This is actually what needs to fit the cans. And I would have known that had I had a little bit more patience today. Oh. Might take me a couple of tries to learn which side to use. You have to kind of work quickly with this because this does, like I said, this is very, very, very hot. That's 4 of them, so that's half the jars. Here comes number 5. I'm just making sure that the bands are on. I wasn't tipped over. Okay. And why is it so important to make sure the bands are tight? Well, it's important to make sure the bands are tight so that your jars have fully sealed. Because if they don't fully seal, then you have to store them in the refrigerator. I should have only one more jar. I do. These jars are hot. Let me tell you. Now I'm going to turn you guys around. So all of my jars are now underneath this towel over here. And I'm going to show you so you can see there's one jar. Let me put you guys over there. You're just going to cover them and now you're going to leave them alone for 24 hours. You're not going to move them. You're not going to touch them. You're not going to open them. You need to leave them alone. Now, any jars that you did not seal, like this, for instance, would be one I didn't process because there's too much air in there and not enough jelly. This can go right in the refrigerator, and it's cold enough right now to go in the refrigerator. And this will be our eater jar for the first time, and you can store it just where you store your normal jellies. Now, everything else, leave alone for 24 hours. Tomorrow at this time at 3:45-ish, we'll come and we'll check our jars and make sure that they all sealed. So, tune in for the next Cooking with Joel video. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to my kitchen. Today is Tuesday. It's August 1st. We're coming to the last few months of summer. As you can see, you might be wondering what this is. Well, we did go to the farm and I did buy another half bushel of peaches. It's 22 pounds peaches. The peach jam came out so well that I'm actually going to make more jam. I'm also going to make, my husband loves peach slices, so I'm going to can some peach slices with these. If I have enough peaches left over, I will make another sheet of peach slices, meaning peach pie. I may actually do a pie this time versus the peach slices just because I had so much trouble with the crust. So that's for another thing. I also bought a melon. We're going to be doing something else also this month is we're going to be making pickles. I'm going to be making bread and butter pickles as well as dill pickles. And I have 5 pounds of pickles. We're not doing this today though. We're going to be focusing on the peach jam. And I may need to stop the video for a quick second while I grab the dog, or I'm actually going to take you outside with me. I know we did, I haven't posted yet, but by the time you see this, you'll have seen the garden video. And probably all of the jam series. My little, I'm going to let you guys see. My little Pomeranian, she's getting old and she's having a hard time seeing. So what I have to do is I have to pick her up. You ready to go in, honey? Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, there you go. Come on, Lele. Jasper, hurry up. Okay, come on, my darlings. Edward, let her come in. Sorry, I'm yelling at my other Chihuahua, so he lets her in. I gotta focus on that. But let's get back to what this video is all about. This is about the peach jam that we did yesterday. It's been a full 24 hours right now. And I have my jam sitting right here. It's gonna be hard to angle you guys so you can see this. But at this point, what you wanna do, all of my jams, I'm gonna show you, they came out really beautiful. And you could see the pieces of fruit in there. Now what you're going to want to do, and I'm going to try to angle you. Okay, I'm going to have to hold you like this. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to place your finger in the center of the jar. And as long as the jar does not spring back up, that means that they have sealed. Once you've made sure that these don't pop, and you can tell this isn't popping, they're good to store. You can store them in a dark pantry or in a cool, dark place. If you guys have basements and you put them out there, you can store them down there and they're ready to go. Now those will last for a good 6, 7, 8 months. Layla, get in here. Come on. Lacey, come on. It's too hot. Sorry, I'm trying to get the dogs in. You can definitely store these now for quite a while. Once you open them, like I said, you're not going to throw the top out until... You're not going to throw this away until you've finished with the jar. But once the jar is done, toss this part out, the lid. You save the band and the jars for use the next time. And then what I didn't show you guys is next year, all you need to do, I'm going to show you this with that, is go out and just buy these. And these are actually your wide mouth lids for your jams, jellies, preserves, or whatever you're doing. You already have the jars. You just need these lids. And they do sell these with the bands in case your bands get bent or they get rusted or you lose track of your bands. You can buy them in a package set, but you don't have to buy the jars anymore because you already have the jars. And the jars can be reused over and over and over again. I have some jars that are probably 8 or 9 years old that I'm still using. So the jars, as long as they're properly sterilized and maintaining, they'll last quite a while. So that was the jam series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to be making more jam tomorrow. I'm not going to record any of that because you've already seen it. There's no reason to. Once I start to do the pickles and the peach slices, and we're talking the peach slices like you get in the can when you buy at the grocery store, only this time we're going to do fresh peach slices so that my husband will have peach slices all winter long. There are some other things that I'm gearing and I'm excited to share with you guys, and we're going to be doing stuff with eggplant later on this fall. We're going to be doing stuff with the cabbage this fall. I may even be able to do some of my beans this fall. Right now, my beans are getting to the point where they're over ripening in the refrigerator, so I've got to use those, and I'm just going to do a boil method with those. And we're definitely going to be making pickles. We're also going to get some sweet corn, and I'm going to tell you guys how to parboil and freeze your sweet corn so that you have corn all winter long, if that's something you guys are interested in doing. So, stay tuned for some exciting things that are coming up. I hope you guys enjoyed the peach jam series. It came out really good. I'm very proud of the jams that I made. These are big jars. These are 16-inch jars, or 16-ounce jars. What I might do, and I'll be right back. Sorry, I just want to make sure you weren't caught. What I might do is I might get the pints. And I did make a mistake when I said quarts. This jar is actually not a quart. This is a pint. It's a 16-ounce pint. The quart jars are more so when you're doing really big things. And I'm going to show you later on down the road what a quart size jar looks like. And I do need to get more quarts for the pickles and probably for some of the peach slices that my husband wants. I'm also probably going to get the half pints, which are smaller, and use those for some jellies so I can give good jelly or jam away of my peach jam. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. Leave me a comment if you have any questions or want to say hi. I have a few of you now that are actually, we're conversing back and forth on YouTube. I'll try to leave a link down below of my Facebook. Feel free, if you're on Facebook, to friend me. I am a little bit more cautious on Facebook of new friends, especially if I don't know people, of adding them to my Facebook. But that's another story for a later time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you on the next Cooking with Joel video.